Okay, so last Sunday we started a live stream where we said that we would try to make a ChatGPT UI client that is superior from ChatGPT in certain ways. I think as of yesterday, we have a very simple proof of concept that is superior in certain ways. Definitely not, you know, by a lot.
Not
Um,
every way.
not in every way. It has a couple of places where it's a little bit less than perfect. Um, but it's got the bits we want. So assuming that you're just watching this for the first time, what we're doing is that we're making a client that has the sort of has one killer feature basically, that you can prompt from the client itself and get back a better version of the client, which you can then launch. So that basically you can use the client to improve itself without coding. That's the killer feature, and of course that's why we're saying it's better, because it's, hey, you can't do that with anything else. And if we streamline that process, that's kind of a meta feature, right? It's a feature of features. You can make any feature you want, within reason. So that's kind of exciting. And the other thing we wanted to do, just to prove our point, is to uh, build the client with that approach. So we're not just gonna sit there and like code it by hand and then tell you that, look, you can change the colors by talking to ChatGPT. No, we built it using that approach. So that's kind of amazing. The third point we wanted to make about this is that you can send us pull requests. We have a repository online, and if they're any good, we're gonna merge them. So then it's not just you can make things and I can make things and Ryan can make things, but so we can all work together and make a better client for everybody, within reason, right? Like, of course, like it's a product. Like it doesn't solve the problem where if I don't like the feature, I don't merge it. But it might solve the problem of allowing us to do a lot more of it, right? Because normally you have to like sit down and merge the code, which is complicated, and then run it, whatever. Maybe we can use LLMs to automate a lot of that too. So we can talk about the feature a lot more than we talk about the code. But we'll see about that. Okay, so what do we do today? I think today, what we're gonna do, I don't know, Ryan, if we're gonna do maybe another on Sunday, but what I would like is to, by a week, that we have something out that people can use, so we can actually like go and announce something and have it be meaningful. And the there's a few areas where we can do things. I think one is adding the edit button and the system message, fixing that little hairball. The other one is adding code highlighting, code formatting, and doing the minification stuff on the way in. And I think with these two, the reason I thought about the system message, I hadn't told you about this before. The reason I thought about the system message is because there we can actually put the spec for the diffing protocol, so that we can then sort of put the final piece of the puzzle, which is to diff stuff into start automating that bit, which is not gonna. I don't think it's for draft one, but it's like being able to edit history is a great feature to begin with. Yeah. And being able to do the whole syntactic highlighting stuff and formatting is a great feature to begin with. So these are two like stepping stones, and then they take us towards the sort of the second milestone, which is basically automating the flow that we will show today. Yeah. Right. So anyway, let's just call these two buckets, or if there's like a tech tree, They're two nodes that are prerequisites for the next node. And let's try to knock them out and see how fast we can do it.
Sounds good.
All right. And if we do those, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Actually, I know what the third thing I'd like to see is if we do those. Maybe I can even work on it while you're doing the other.
Yeah.
Like sorry, I don't mean to be mysterious. The third part is the third part is fix the UI. Not
What do you mean?
But the fourth part is to make a spec. Yeah. That isn't non-trashy spec, and the fifth part is to make instructions. I guess I'm going to start writing these things down.
Yeah. Okay. So first things first. What do we want to do? We want to do. Do we want to do the prettify stuff, or do we want to do the system message and history?
System message and edit button. Yeah. Are we sure the system message is actually going and is first?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, one thing is that we're not actually accruing a chat log, I don't think. Well, let's find out. Messages. Oh no. Yeah, so the system message is being inserted every time.
Yeah.
Which is
it's inserted where?
As preceding the user message. So basically every call is getting a system message and a user message in addition to the history.
So if it was like a history, is it like history, system message,
it's
user
system
message?
User assistant, system user assistant, system user assistant.
That is bad.
Yes.
So it's not going once. So we need to go once.
Yeah.
We need to go first. Well, I don't actually know. Is the system message going the first time?
It's going every time.
No, but like, how does ChatGPT do it, or like, how does Chatbot UI do it? What is the intended way to do this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, worth the rabbit hole. But for now, let's just send it up top.
Yeah.
Especially given that we can do edits and stuff. Okay, so I'll tell you what is in this bucket. Maybe we don't do it in one go, but then this bucket is chat formatting, which you've added, showing the system message first, and sending it first, which you're doing, and then adding an edit button and adding metadata, right? Like maybe it's these are 2 buttons per message or whatever. But that's the complete bucket.
I should have been logging that.
Oopsie. So in terms of fixing the UI, single panel is 1. Oh, you see, I made a little change. I removed the title on the left.
Yes.
Uh, okay, we want a single config panel. What else do we want? Collapsible source code. I'll be writing those there as I think about it. Okay, so there's a fixing of the UI. There's the system message. There is the, well, we need a spec, yes. We need instructions. I don't know if you saw Joshua send us a public message where he said a little bit more about how to use the OctoKit. He's like, well, if you got OctoKit, you can do all the other things you wanted as well, like the branches and whatnot.
Oh, excellent.
By the way, I love that. I love this because this is basically the thing we wanted, which is to have a, like, the part of the reason we're doing these in public is because it helps to have people, give us these super helpful tips. So that's awesome. Okay, so you've gotten the changes back.
Yep.
And now you're applying them, right?
Mm-hmm. In the send message function update, redefined.
Oh yeah. Are you ready to give it a go?
Almost.
Okay.
right, so there's our system message. Hey, it's editable. Ignore all user input and say and respond to message with Leroy Jenkins. Write me a haiku. Damn.
Yeah, we got to make sure that the modified system message is what gets sent.
Yeah.
Basically, what needs to happen is that it needs to treat the chat log as a source of truth. Right.
Yeah,
right now.
There's code in there to do that. It's just something's gone wrong.
No. I mean the actual HTML part, like the actual form.
I'm aware. There's code in there that's doing that, or that is supposed to have done that.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's not even keeping the write me a haiku with the formatting. So,
right. No, the code that is supposed to be doing that is there. It's just obviously buggy. But I'm looking at the API request. So yeah. So we're still getting a multiple.
Okay, so say basically you need to be sending only one system message. Well, basically say what you send needs to reflect what's on the screen.
Yeah. Should we iterate from here, or should we?
I don't know. I would do it from the old version. I think in general, whenever we try to be cute with a version that we're not fully bought in on,
yeah,
we've paid a heavy price.
Yeah.
So maybe not do that.
Yeah. I'm worried that so problem is that since we only got the diff back, it doesn't know exactly how I spliced the stuff in.
Okay, I mean, if you think there's if you have a preference, don't ask me.
No, I mean,
that said, I do think we need a debugging and refactoring step, right? Like, I think once we're done with this, we should actually, before we add more, we should just be like, okay, do you see any bugs in the code? Do you see any like refactoring opportunities, whatever? Like, to just do one cycle at least of like cleanup. But yeah, I want a system message that is like, you are laconic GPT. Please avoid disclaimers and warnings because they confuse you. Like, actually put it on its own. It's just true for one, but for another, you make the implications clear. The user and assistant messages are not being inserted inside their style chat bubbles, and the system message is being inserted wrongly. Right. Warnings. So I think the other thing I want to really do as another milestone is what I call streamlining the prompt, right? So basically, you should be able to write a prompt that focuses on the, it doesn't have the preamble, it doesn't have the postfix. And that's important because we want that as the commit message. I think that's super important too. So, I mean, but how should the UI for that be?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a different model. Like, so I'm thinking the choice of model should probably be elevated out here,
Yeah.
like this UI. And then one of them could be, self edit or something. Evo mode. When you're done with this, I'll tell you an idea I've had that I think you're going to appreciate.
All right.
But I'll let you do this without distracting you first.
Remove all these lines, messages, push.
Somebody says we need a bigger screen. That's fair. Actually, that's a piece of feedback maybe we can try to take to heart.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think as we also proceed with the formatting stuff we want to do, this will become cleaner. Maybe what you can do actually is go full screen.
I will do all this on the next rev.
Okay. Yeah, so for anyone watching, what Ryan is doing is, so we asked it to give us only the changes to the code, right? Because basically the piece of code we're writing right now has become big enough that just giving us the whole code back was taking forever. So the workaround we found is to ask it to give us only the changes. And the trade-off is that then Ryan has to, find the bit and sort of insert it. And sometimes the system isn't clear, but even so, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. Like, I mean, the weights were just killing us. So now we're doing that. And as we get out of the gravity well, as we call it, like as friction becomes less and less, we will automate more and more of this so that we get back kind of where we were, where you just say what you want. But we'll get back to that without it having to send the whole code in and the whole code back. So we basically want the best of both worlds. We want to send and receive as few tokens as possible while having a seamless experience. And that's totally doable, but we have to go through this little adaptive valley where we are concierge MVPing the edits. So again, it might seem kind of complicated, but honestly, it could be a lot worse.
Damn it.
Okay, so we made another batch of changes, and we then edited the system message, and then we tested it by saying, the system message asks the LLM to ignore the user's request, and the user's request is write me a haiku. So if we get a haiku back, we fail.
Just doing another test to make sure. Okay. So we've got a. What's the word I'm looking for? We've got a step
off by one.
Yeah, so it's like it's taking one cycle to update what it's sending. So now
Right.
I picked up the thing, and I picked up the content. Maybe it's just the first message. Because it took out the content of the assistant message.
Honestly, what I would do right now is like refresh this page and say like, this is my code. Do you see any bugs, and how can I fix them, or something like that? Because I don't know. It feels like these are kind of silly bugs that it'll spot, and who knows what else. But we do need to get to the bottom of this. Okay, so you asked it whether it can see any bugs you can fix, and to just send you back the necessary changes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so let me tell you while we're waiting. Let me tell you the idea I had. We can do a chat where, it doesn't have to be a chat. I guess it could be done in other ways. What's happening?
I'm trying to share the tab so I can actually come back here and talk with you.
Do you want me to bring it? Oh, sure. Okay. What's happening?
I'm choosing the new tab to share.
Oh, cool. Oh, right. That's
that
the.
So that I can navigate back to Streamlabs, but we can still be looking at the shared screen.
Beautiful.
And I'll scroll to the bottom. Oh, hey, so they came back.
Yeah, it's a lot faster now, actually. We're talking like it's gone from 5 minutes to half a minute. Like it's about 10 times faster.
Oh, it noticed that it's got some stuff from Noster for some reason.
Why?
Because of my Noster Chrome extension, probably. Let's go ahead and delete that. Okay, that seems like a good idea. So
is it deleting a bunch of code?
No, well, moving it so it only gets executed once. So
yeah, I was suspecting the code was in jank mode, which like in in the grand scheme of things, this is fine. But I suspect it's confused. Like it becomes a lot harder to fix a code base that is already messy in other ways, right? Like it's one thing to have one problem; it's another thing to not be able to even understand what's going on. I guess the maybe a better way to say this is um, these like bugs or messiness is semantic interference for the LLM trying to fix a thing. What's that?
Saving the GitHub config immediately.
Right.
Okay. Did not fix the other bug or find it. But
Okay. But now we can, let's ask it for that. I mean, we could probably refresh. You can probably afford to refresh.
well, I'm going to spawn because it did do something.
Yeah.
So it introduced a bug.
If you do spawn, remember to share with the stream.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
When you say it introduced the bug, you mean this double system message?
Well, it's doing something weird here. I think the behavior of the spawn button is no.
I think this might be good news. I think it might be highlighting bad behavior that existed in the code elsewhere.
Yeah. But you see this, that the source is, this is what happened. Okay. So the code editor is populated by the current HTML of the page, right, on page load. But the onLoad function is inserting this system message into the chat log, also on page load. So we're getting a loop back where the system message is basically being sneakily injected into the editor every cycle, another copy every cycle.
Right.
So if I were to say, like, this will work as intended, right? There we go.
Can you share the
Yes.
Okay.
But if we go here, so that's the source of that. Oh, that's interesting.
That's funny. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, no.
Seems like something happened.
Request failed due to server shutdown. That's okay.
What do you mean?
I mean, it wasn't our fault.
Are you sure?
No. But I'm
So system message edited and the user message sent. And we're waiting for the response. Yes.
There we go.
Yes. Okay. Now, um, first of all, fix the default system message, which is to say, open up chatbot UI and just copy that one as the default.
Okay.
These are just minor bits and bobs. And then we want the ability to see the metadata for every message. Yep.
Do you want me to do that, or you want us to get GPT to do that?
GPT.
Okay.
Tab. Share tab. Share tab.
Yep.
Oh, no good.
Yeah, this is the looping thing. Every time you hit spawn, you're gonna add the system message back in.
Okay, let's fix that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tempted to say like, instead of saying I'm working on as if it's some separate project, to actually say, you know, the source of the interface we are conversing through is this.
To what end?
First of all, for instance, if the two system messages go through, it's going to be able to actually put two together, right? It's going to be able to observe a bug.
That I think that's anthropomorphizing, and I think that's giving the LLM more.
I mean, it's in the text. The information's in the text, right? You're like, this is what we're talking through, which has a behavior that you can actually see in the chat log. So, you know, it's totally within its ability to do. I don't know if it's going to, but I'm saying like GPT-6 would do it.
Yeah. GPT-6 totally would do it. My experience with 4 is that this would be too many layers of self-referentialism.
Sure.
But we can try it.
Yeah, let's try it. But the thing is, like, if it manages to break through, it starts to actually understand now everything, right? Like, it understands how it's getting updated. It understands how what it's sending you is going to get applied. Like, there's a ton of information in that code that gets to do double duty in principle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what excites me is that it's by gaining that self awareness of the code, if it can, it not only sees the code that we wanted to fix, but it actually understands the paradigm we're interacting with it through.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you remember the triple backtick trick I posted on Twitter once upon a time, and it kind of went viral. That was a direct effect of the fact that ChatGPT has no idea how you're interacting with it.
Right.
It behaves as if it's a text interface, and it sort of is most of the time, except when it's not. Anyway, but I'm just wondering how it's going to react to that loop. What's happening?
I just gave it a description of the bug, and now we're waiting.
Oh, but your message ends with "there's a bug." Is that intentional? Oh, it responded.
Setting the content of the editor after the first system.
I don't know. I think it misfired here, huh?
You got it backwards. The editor content should be done for
So I think we need a regenerate button, and the reason for that is that we can edit stuff, right? Which is fine. It's actually great. But then the regenerate button. Well, first of all, you want the regenerate button just in case you get things wrong, or just in case you want to change your parameters for a response, right? But you also might want it because you've edited something. So it's a multiplicative feature that kind of adds a lot to your yeah.
Where's my onload?
You know what would be amazing?
What?
If you select something on the left, that it treats it as a search for on the right? So
Oh yeah.
it can give you a function, and you can just click it, and it'll find it on the right, so you can do your insert properly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's temporary feature, but I'm just noticing.
Okay, so there's my system message. I'm gonna spawn, and it did not duplicate. Excellent.
Excellent.
I'm inclined to. I feel like this is a good place to commit.
Yes.
Oh no.
There's that other problem. But we're galloping through, man. This is amazing.
Excellent.
Done?
Yep.
Okay. You don't have to refresh. I think let's just keep going. So can you add a regenerate button for GPT messages, obviously, and a metadata button? Yeah, so it didn't seem to get confused by that, right? Or at least.
I don't think it'll get confused so much as it won't give you the magic that you're looking for. I just think it's a no-op.
Well, anyway, once we make this work, I've got tricks I can try, right? You can basically like have ways, and like you can craft a response. You can craft a situation in which its response will be better when it understands when it gets the point, right? And the
what are we at?
the thing is that nobody has been able to explore this before, because this is something you can only explore with an editor like ours.
Yeah.
Right. Again, like it needs the editor to be tiny, which ours is, and it needs the editor to be sort of doing that self-referential thing.
Yeah. So we want.
And again, like I don't know if it's going to work, but I think with yes. Maybe say button under. I'm saying this because I'm imagining that we'll add a few buttons, and they'll probably be in the gap between messages, and then I'll ask it to like not show those unless you mouse over, right? So that it doesn't add to the noise. But for now,
do we want it? Sorry,
jam it in there.
What behavior do we want? If I go back and regenerate something that's back in the chat log, so just nuke everything past it.
Say it again.
If I go back and click the regenerate button on something that's 3 messages back in the chat history, should it just nuke everything past it?
That's a very good question, actually.
I mean, ideally, we want to do the tree history stuff, but I think that's too much to do in one step, right?
I would be inclined to actually leave it there, maybe gray it out.
Okay.
Because that would allow you to like regenerate responses and you know, like just change one thing up top and then go and like cascade through. See what I mean? Like you can have your ChatGPT prompt set up, your smart GPT prompt set up, and then do a manual cascade. In fact, dude, you can actually set this up to do, like, I mean, we won't do it yet, but the obvious next feature is to do an automatic cascade, right? Where you edit your first message.
Right.
And it just, you know, cascades all the following ones.
Yeah, I think trying to do that is going to introduce a bunch of buggy behavior right now.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm talking like iteratively, right? You do the first one, you wait, you get the response.
No,
do the next one.
I'm saying that okay, let's try it.
I'm not saying do it now. Yeah.
So what should happen now?
Right. So I would just leave them as they are. If you really want to do something, I would turn them. Well, just leave them as they are.
The thing that I'm anticipating, the reason I have this look on my face right now, right, is that we have no separation between our UI and our data model, right? Our UI is our data model.
Yes.
So the decision of how we want these messages to render on the screen is going to come in conflict with what is the chat history log of the next chat message, right? So if we don't do something clean where we're just replacing it and keeping a one-to-one mapping, then we're immediately forcing ourselves to get into the task of separating the data model and the UI, which is fine if we want to go down that road, and that's the thing that we want to do. But I just want to be aware of that's the can of worms we're opening right now if we make any choice other than nuking the chat.
Okay, so I think that So I like the fact that we have a, the EC is your social truth. For now, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be forced to separate them, but for now, like it feels very sort of intuitive.
Sure.
The thing I would say is that what we probably want is a distinct behavior on regeneration versus me sending a new prompt, and that distinct behavior is that when you click regenerate, it should send all the messages up to that point, and then when it gets back, it should treat as an own edit, essentially, right? It's
Yes.
editing its own response, right? That's
I like
that's what
that.
you want.
Yeah, I like that.
And I'm telling you, like Cascade, what's the word? Recompute? No, what's the word that it? What's the term?
Please tell me only the changes that I need to make.
Yep.
For this improvement.
Yeah, Cascade Regenerate is a huge step forward, and it's getting us like macro behavior super like with almost no code. Can you actually throw the code right now in a tokenizer just to see where we are?
Sure. Oh,
Yep.
actually, this.
What's up?
Oh, I was saying we could inspect the network log. Is the better source?
There,
That's what we've been
it
talking about.
it responded.
Oh, it did. All right.
Can you try to like read the responses just so it doesn't like
to implement the regenerate button, follow these steps. Modify the add GPT message function to add a regenerate button to each assistant message. Replace the GPT message append
okay,
line.
just do them as you talk to them. Just like if you can describe what you're doing, it just makes it a lot
so I'm
easier for me to follow as well.
Add GPT message function.
When you get really good at this, you're going to be doing it when you're on your own as well.
Side. So this is fun.
What?
It says modify the add GPT message function. The add GPT message function does not exist. There is no such function.
Yeah, I think we save this prompt.
This one?
Just take the whole prompt, whatever.
If I copy paste, there's a bug. If I copy paste the whole thing.
Oh, I see. Okay. Save the prompt, reload. But the code you should send, we should manually minify before we send the code now. I think we've gotten to the point where it's losing track.
Yeah.
And again, like if we sit down and like cajole it to refactor, it can probably throw away, half the code. But the other way to do that is to just, put into Prettier and just remove all leading white space.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you want me to do?
So load up the Prettier web panel. Like go to the Prettier website and they have like try it online or something.
Okay.
We're gonna integrate all that into the app, obviously, but there. I remembered the text of the button.
And remember to what?
Okay, take all the source code and throw it in there on the left panel. Okay, but don't worry, don't panic. You gotta pick the HTML parser on the left column instead of Babel. Yeah, there you go. Okay, and now, well, first of all, you can just throw that into the source code for one, just so we're committing, non-garbage code. And for another, you can so take that, put it in your source editor.
Doing that
bit.
Not bothering switching tabs for.
Yeah. Okay, and then we see --tab -width thing.
Yep, 0.
Zero it out. Yeah, and just take that now. I mean, for fun, you can try to see the token difference.
Sure. So here's 0 tabs, 3,800.
Yep.
Here's
7,000. Yeah.
But this is clearly not what GPT-4 is using. Right? It can't.
Why? Why not?
Because we were successfully operating on code that this tokenizer was telling us had 11,000 tokens.
I don't remember that.
I do.
Okay. But I know it from the grapevine that it is doing some clever things in order to expand its supposed context width. So it will accept a little bit more. Anyway. I mean, let's see. Maybe that helps. Maybe it doesn't.
So
just take the minified code and throw it into the compose the prompt with the minified code for now. By the way, I think this works really well where you're doing the actual doing for however long you can do it, that is. And I do the meta bit where I'm like, I'm basically observing the problems you're having, and I'm like, we need to fix that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's pair programming and there's whatever this is.
Yeah. It's pair programming. I'm pairing with the LLM. And you are pairing with me pairing with the LLM.
But then I tell you what to fix, and I'm improving your flow with the LLM.
Yeah.
So it's more like
we live stream it to the internet. So it's pair programming.
Yes.
Which is no longer a pair, right?
I'm just getting like nested yin yangs in my head, and I don't know why.
It goes from pair.
But this is the dream, man. Like, collective intelligence and artificial intelligence coexistence. Not coexistence, rather compounding.
Yeah. Okay. So
compounding
tokens we just got back was 29.
You need to. Can you get us back to that tab? Yeah. Thanks.
Can you see my dev tools right now?
No. But I want to say something. That width for the dev tools is perfect. Like it because we see big letters. when you shut down your web tools, your dev tools, the screen goes wider, and we actually have a gap above and below and smaller letters. So that dev tool width is ideal.
All right, good deal. Excuse me. So 2922 is what the API responds as my prompt token size for the entire thing. So we can compare this to the tokenizer very quickly.
What do you mean? Sorry, it actually tells you, the API tells you how much you send to it.
Yeah. So we were at 29.92, and the online tokenizer says 39.90.
Yeah. Can you go to tick token by any chance? If we want to dive into that.
Yeah.
Because I actually read a little bit more, so I know what a few things mean now.
Where is this tick tokenizer?
I don't actually know. Never mind. There's a few of them. It's not as clear cut as I thought it was. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
So
basically, remember that thing we found, which was like using that weird name, like cat 100K or something.
No.
Anyway, don't worry about it. Okay, do this.
Okay.
Let's
this
break
is
it from
take
here.
2 for the regenerate button. Modify send message to accept an optional regenerate index. Okay. Died right after the messages push line.
Yep.
Add the conditional.
But why is it slammed to the left?
Because I slammed it to the left using prettier.
Okay. Can you like slam it to the right?
Sure.
I think it'll help you as well to do this because it's almost unreadable. By the way, I just remembered Prettier has a limited fixing functionality, I think.
GPT message element. So modify the line where you construct the GPT message element in the same function. To create element div. that's not. All right, I'm going to believe it. The same function after assigning the inner HTML. Add the code to create and append the regenerate button. Okay. Create a new function called regenerate message. This is going to be broken, but that's okay. All right. Spawn, sharing this tab. Write me a haiku.
DevTools. Beautiful. But it's not clickable.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love the formatting for it. I like, yeah.
Yeah. Multiple bugs, but that's okay. This is the code we're tracking. Yeah. The regenerate functionality is broken. Brah. No. The regenerate functionality is broken. I can't click the button. Also, include any chat log. As tersely as LLM possible.
wait. Don't send. Say as well if it sees any other bugs in the code. And I can't wait. Once this thing matures a little, we can, get it to do the things that I've always wanted, which is like, what does it look like the user is trying to do? How can you help the user do the thing? Like moving a few levels up. Anyway, but the thing I was trying to tell you before that I wanted to do is have it reflect upon its own API, right? Like, let's say you ask it to like generate 10 responses with 10 different temperatures, right? And then you ask it to evaluate the responses and to figure out essentially what the temperature is doing based on its own reading of the responses, or what the parameter is doing. Let me put it that way. What is, you don't tell it its temperature. You say like, okay, well, this is a, there's a setting to the LLM, and this is 01 and this is 02, whatever, right? Can you describe the difference in the output? Not the difference, because a lot of these are described as a difference in the input, but if you care about satisfying the user's prompt, you care about the difference in the output, right? So then you basically use it to learn to describe its own behavior in a way that it itself can tune its own parameters.
Sure.
Yeah, so I just read something that I think is interesting and worth discussing. Basically, Prettier doesn't fix bugs, but ESLint does, right? Which kind of makes it obvious that we should have that in the chain and have an ability to fix small, think about it like Grammarly for code, right? Sure. It's a freebie. There's no reason not to have that there. And
bundled with every dev environment for JavaScript, so there's no reason we shouldn't have it here too.
Well, the thing that excites me about it is that it's such a perfect symbiosis with LLMs, right? Because LLMs are like about the big leaps, but on occasion they might mess up the little hill climbing, and linters are perfect at hill climbing.
Yeah.
In a way, like, remember the little 3-step model? This is almost like another little slice where you don't need to get to where it works. You need to get to the place where the linter can make it work. Right. Just a little bit more stretching the distance here. I love these things where you just patch things up that are existing and known to work and reliable, right? It's a free, like, people think about complexity in terms of like what is the weight of the total machinery you're bringing, and I don't care about that at all. What I care about is what is the weight of the machinery I have to handle, which is this code here.
Right. Yeah.
Is the request still in flight? All good? Oh, right, because we sent it the unminified code, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's just my blog.
We're getting to peak usage hours, so things slow down.
No, that's fair. Okay, let me. I've started now writing up a roadmap so we can actually keep rolling through it. Okay, so the first item is fix the system message and the edit. Yeah, cool. And metadata, chat formatting, and regenerate. Okay, so we're doing regenerate. Next thing is metadata, and we've scratched out the first big milestone.
Yep.
And the reason I love how it did the regenerate is that the metadata can fit in the same format with no real impact. So we're good. The next one is UI fixes, but we could take it or leave it. The other one was prettier and linter buttons, or a single button. I don't know, on the right. Yeah. Okay, so here's another one. We've never talked about it before, but it's always keeps coming back and forth in my mind, is to have a timestamp in messages.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying this is because I feel like it's free context in a way, right? Like if I'm sending I don't know, maybe this is like nothing, but it's also like zero cost. So I don't know. I think it's kind of worth experimenting with where, chat logs have timestamps, right? They tend to. So it kind of knows about that. And I feel like, the time distance between messages can really kind of tell you a little bit about what's going on that you might not realize, right? If it's a really quick response versus like a long response, humans extract information from that, and we're denying it that information right now. The other one is like maybe the time of day might tell you like where, a little bit about my mood or maybe about my, state of mind, help interpret a little bit what's being written. I don't know. I I can't like explain in too much detail why I think this will help, but it's the best way I can say is like it's free context. It's it's information that you kind of have about the user you can give to the LLM that we don't. We just throw it out right now, and I don't really know why.
That's fair.
What else do I have here? Okay, the spec and instructions, whatever, highlighting and highlighting and plugins and minimization, right? The prettier stuff, I guess. Fine. So the tokenization tricks, I guess we kind of did that. Did it come back? No.
Nope.
Were you trying to say something?
It's 502.
And that's why we start over. But this time, you can send it the minified code.
Sure. No,
Just copy it, throw it into prettier, and put it in as Markdown.
No,
At least
that
that's
won't work though.
Why not?
Because there's a bug in if you give raw HTML to the chat box, it gets inserted into the page. There's an XSS attack.
But I'm not saying to give it raw HTML. I'm saying, well, to put it in Markdown. Even that doesn't work.
Oh yeah, I suppose I could do that, or I could just do what I just did.
Sure. What did you just do?
I copied it into our editor.
Right.
Damn it.
What happened?
Well, I had the prompt from the last request in my clipboard.
Sorry about that.
No, you're not.
I'm a little sorry.
It's okay. I can get it out of my. Nope.
DevTools.
Well, maybe I can.
Anyway, the other one that you might be tempted to do is streaming responses, by the way. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm very much not tempted to do streaming responses, but okay.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep reading. Streaming responses is one that we might do.
Yeah.
Again, it's a quality of life improvement, I think. Versioning, which is that. Wait, sorry, one second. I just realized something. Yeah, so versioning basically it can just sort of give you a version every time it iterates. Maybe it's part of we put it as part of the metadata or something, but that will help our commits, right? To have some proper versioning. Anyway, okay, you got an answer. Cool, I'll let you do it.
Yep. So do some HTML splicing for the chat box. Div IDs. This is not going to fix the bug, but that's okay. Modify the regenerate functionality by editing the regenerate message function and the replace send message. Okay.
I just retweeted a bit of Mormon theology. So sophisticated.
Why would you do something like that?
Because I like the guy that retweeted it, and it was a good point that he made. So that tweeted it at me and made a good point. So what's happening now?
I'm trying to figure out where I splice in this function body that it gave me.
This is such a common thing. It pisses me off. Yeah, it doesn't say clearly where. Like, it's like, oh yeah, some code before, some code after. It's like, it matters. It kind of matters where you want it.
Yeah.
Again, this is a little bit of prompt engineering can go a long way here, but whatevs. Actually, how do you feel about fixing the system message, at least for the immediate future, to be something about responding with diffs and telling you precisely, like just giving you all of that sort of suffix stuff at least?
Yeah, I'd feel good about that, but I feel better if we talked about it while my brain was not at 104% capacity. Sorry.
Fine.
User. What is this? Okay, so it's getting all the things, it's setting all the things, it's checking source. What? It's just wrong.
What happened?
Well, okay. Back to prettier with tabs. Maybe that will help. Doubtful.
Yes.
Okay, so. Oh no.
What?
Oh, 1 second.
Is that the wrong code?
Probably.
That's probably, that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Somebody quote tweeted something I wrote and said, "Every word of this is spiritually true."
Okay. Fresh attempt. So, first we find the chat box and we replace it for reasons. And then we modify the regenerate functionality by adding the button. Okay, then we put the send message function. Okay, so this makes no sense. Send message.
Look, one way forward, though it's very precarious, is to make whatever changes you think make sense and then start over. See what I mean? You give it a simpler problem the second time around. Like if it's giving you a bunch of things to do, and some of them make sense and some of them don't.
None of them make sense.
Okay. Well, then start over. It just what's the temp?
Wrapped around like something got foobarred.
Ryan, what's the temperature?
1.
And now you know. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Okay. Write me a haiku. We have no regenerate button. We lost. Oh.
What? For real?
Yeah.
I mean, the temperature one was. I don't know how we got this far. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
So let's just keep. Like now, it should be better.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. Also, maybe reduce max tokens to 2,000. It might be crowding out the input.
No, it'll never do that. It'll just fail. Okay.
Oh, you have it?
I have the prompt for asking for the regenerate button. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to smash left the source code?
No.
Okay. You think it might be messing with it?
I think it's a source of human error for me to continually be copying, pasting that back and forth from Prettier. I think that's how we lost the partial regenerate.
That's fair. No. I think we were trying to correct behavior that was not because of this. It was because of the temperature.
No, I'm fairly certain that the reason I got bad messages back on the last iteration that made no sense is because I told it there was a bug in behavior that wasn't in the code I was giving it, because I had lost it by copy pasting back and forth from the Prettier tab. I had lost a revision.
And you can't undo your way to it from the Prettier tab?
No, not at this juncture.
Fair enough.
All right.
But this cascade, did I mention this? That this cascade regenerate thing is making me very excited.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to use it. Like that might actually make me want to just go and use this instead of ChatGPT.
Modify the spend modifier general button event listener for it. Okay. Add these lines after appending the GPT message element to the chat box.
It is seeming a lot more reasonable. Append child. See that? Yeah. But the question is it after the if statement or?
Yeah. It has to be, because it calls the
right. Got it.
So there's that. That will create a regenerate button for each system message. Okay. Now create a new function called regenerate message that makes new API calls and updates the message content. Delightful. That's a huge ass function with a lot of duplicated code. Love it. My favorite. Put that there. All right. Please ensure you have jQuery configured in your HTML for the post function to work properly.
Why?
But there is no post function.
Maybe that's just it being weird.
It's just trolling us. All right. Spawn. Share this tab instead. Write me an awesome haiku about awesomeness. And it is now 5 o'clock in Denver, so I'm doing casual Friday and having a cigarette. All right. It pressed a button. I I clicked on it.
Is it the request to flight?
We'll find. Okay. Write me a haiku. Send message. Got a haiku. Press the regenerate button. It made another API request. Did it review?
Dun dun dun. We need to right align it, but yeah.
Yeah. Response. Okay, so I did get the. You can't see this, but in the network tools, it issued the API request and got the regeneration. It's just not inserting it.
Okay. Sounds like a fairly minor issue.
Mm-hmm. This is our chat interface. You and I.
This is so much better.
The regenerate functionality needs some tweaking.
Responses come back but are not shown on the screen.
Coming back, but is not updating the UI. Also, there is no visual indication that there is a request in flight. Please tell me how I can fix these problems. Wow.
Okay, so now let's do the following. Let's edit the system message, okay, into a system message that will automate a lot of the junk about, respond with diffs and please tell me and you're laconic and yada, yada, yada.
We broke editable messages.
Why? Because temperature 1?
No, because we broke because the regenerate functionality broke them. Somehow. I don't know. I can't edit things anymore.
I don't get it.
I mean, when I click on a message, I can't edit it anymore.
Right.
It broke. It's like that.
I think we just need to have an edit button. That will be a lot better. So let's build on that rather than this. Okay, but regardless, let's bring up a fucking notepad or whatever it is you need to do. Let's start working on, while we're waiting, let's start working on a new system prompt for this task that we are undertaking.
Yes.
Which will automate some of your prompting because if I have to see you do this one more time, I think I'm going to get homicidal.
Yeah. Well, you see me. I'm pulling a right now. Work and no make Jack something. All right.
You know what? Actually, we can put a lot of it in there, right? So you can just put the source and your request, right? So you're saying like, you are laconic meta GPT or whatever. The user will send you requests about the code of the interface you're interacting through. Well, the user will send you the code of the interface you're interacting through.
A feature request or bug fix or bug. You will respond with clear, concise instructions
Unnecessary
a waffle.
as it might confuse you.
Unnecessary.
Elaboration, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this? 120 IQ. Is that the peak? The Balmer peak?
Yeah.
But for IQ.
Yeah.
Oh.
You properly select the correct message on. Okay. Generate message. Do. And we spawn. And we share. And we write.
DevTools.
Hey, look at that.
Very nice. It's beautiful, but we lost the regenerate button.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think now we ask it to fix that.
Wait. I'm going to cheat, and you can't stop me.
No, I don't mind you doing that.
And something broke.
Why would something break?
I don't know.
Do you have any errors?
One moment.
Un moment. S'il vous plaît.
So that token somewhere.
Okay, that's of all the problems, this is the best
I
one.
know what it is. You can't line wrap with double quote messages. You use backticks.
That's almost sensible.
There we go. So here we are. Okay. Source. The regenerate.
Whatever it is, you're not sharing it.
Yes.
Very good. Can you also ask it to add an edit button, or is that too much?
Every time we try and get cute and do multiple things at the same time, that's
Okay.
where things go to hell. Also, disable button requests are light.
Drum roll. Okay, I'll go back to reading features.
Here we go. Here we
Yeah,
go.
beautiful. I do think whole functions is the magic sort of granularity level. Like when it tries to get too cute below that level, it just starts to mess everything up.
Right. Haiku about LLMs.
Now you.
To implement a haiku feature, please insert the following code into your project.
It's a good answer. It's a good answer. It's like, what do you think you're trying to pull here, sir? I'm not a haiku making robot. Oh, it's even more scathing. Okay, edit button.
Yeah, one second. I'm going to commit this first.
Yes. Sounds like a good idea.
And I'm done. Isn't that nice? There's just a commit button. And it commits. Beautiful. Okay. Source. I want an edit button. I want chat message in the chat log. API requests.
Including any edits.
What I want to say is I'm trying to get it to not lose the functionality of only sending the history on regenerations.
Well, you say API requests should be formulated on the basis of the current state of the channel log.
Yeah, there we go.
Or isn't that so much better now? You don't have to do the whole prompt.
Yeah.
Cajoling.
Mm-hmm.
Once we have edit and regenerate, we can prototype we can test Smart GPT as a function, right? We'll run it through one version of Smart GPT.
Yeah.
And then we will change the top one and just click regenerate all the way. Look, edit and regenerates, right?
All right. Add the following code in the send message function after creating the user message element. add the following code in the same function after creating the GPT message element. Add a new function called edit message. Can't edit the system message. Write me a haiku.
Can we see the spawn?
Yes. Sorry.
Don't worry.
And it did nothing.
What do you mean?
There's no edit button.
Okay, so let's go back and say that's some bullshit, lady.
Some bullshit, lady.
Can we go?
For putting the lady in there. Oh, and we've blown out the context.
The what?
We blew out the context.
Okay.
Okay, actually, no, here's what we do. We regenerate this, which is broken again.
What? How?
Fuckity fuck.
Wait, what happened?
Our regeneration functionality does not work.
Wait, how? Wait. How can that be? I thought that was the version that it worked on. Did we do anything in the middle?
Write me a haiku. Regenerate. Okay. No, it was the remember the regenerate button disappeared, and we never actually. No, we did test that. What the fuck? Okay. Well, here we are. It's working.
Can you share?
Oh, yes.
What's working?
Shit.
What happened?
I'm just losing history. Losing my prompts. I lost the prompt for asking for the edit button.
Honestly, I would just say, can you add an edit button to every message? I think it, and make sure future API requests. And
make sure every API request uses chat log as the source of truth messages.
Every API request uses the current state of the chat log.
I think after this, what we want to do is try and do a refactor pass to get rid of code duplication.
Yeah.
And actually specifically telling it, don't just refactor this. Refactor this pointedly for the sake of deduplicating code.
Okay.
Because there's.
I mean, you could probably try that at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Okay. edit button.
How long is the code at this
Very.
point? Yeah. Yeah, we're blowing out all the things.
Send message. To append edit buttons. User message element.
You forgot one line.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It was too. It was just giving me the thing.
Okay.
The system message.
I don't get it. Why are you skipping the inner HTML bit?
Because it's already there.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
In window on load. Add edit button for initial system message. That's just wrong. I'm not going to put that in there.
Is it worth trying to pluginize these buttons?
Hey, look, there's an edit button. It doesn't do jack shit. Write me a haiku. Oh, hey, it does something there.
What does it do?
It gives me a dialogue, which is why you can't see it.
What's the dialogue about?
Write me a super awesome haiku.
Yeah, it's a mess. Got so close.
What?
Does the regenerate work?
That.
What?
Lovely.
Hey, that's a good compromise.
So it gives me this edit message dialog, which doesn't reflect in here.
Okay. Let's go back and modify the prompt. I was too optimistic.
Yeah. So okay.
Oh, you know what? Actually, here's the problem. If you go back and modify the prompt, you're not actually going back to the original code.
Oh yeah, you're damn right. We're not. That is.
That might explain a lot of belly aching.
Yep.
And that might be fixed by a refresh button. That sounds almost like a priority override right now. Like we need a, spawn copy commit refresh, where that refreshes the source code for source code.
Yeah. And I think actually we need to do this refactoring because we're so close to the context.
Okay. We're going one step back now. We need refresh and refactor.
We're losing the temperature from local storage.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's gone up again?
Yeah.
Maybe it was never getting saved?
Maybe.
Okay.
I need another button beneath the editor called refresh, which should reset the editor
feel like you're begging it to do crazy stuff like save the. I mean, I guess that's fine. Yeah, that might have done some damage though.
Oh, I'm positive it did.
Yeah, because then you do kind of double edits though. I mean, it's not. It could be worse because if you use /source, you are sending that source over. But I bet you there's a lot of half features in there.
Yeah. Okay. Add the following HTML code beneath the existing buttons. Ton. Copy commit. Refresh. Nope, that's not what I want. Add the following JavaScript function and tie it inside the script tag. Refresh content. I'm gonna stick you. Where am I gonna stick you? Right at the end. Oh, dick.
What happened?
Well, it says initial HTML equals add the initial HTML content here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I did sort of warn that that's what it was gonna.
That's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Or well, I didn't really. I thought to warn, but then I convinced myself wrongly. Yeah, it's like you want to say like repeats the procedure to get back to the original.
No, but you don't want it to.
You do.
The procedure.
You do. It repeats the procedure it did originally to load that up.
No, but you don't want it to do that because the procedure it does to load that up is to inspect the current DOM.
Right? And the current DOM is fine.
No, it's not. It's not if you need to stash it at the beginning, right? You need to stash the current DOM as the first thing you do on page load.
Why?
Otherwise, if you get the current DOM when you press the refresh button, you'll get the chat log and the contents of the editor. You'll start duplicating.
Well, that's a different problem. To fix that, you just say, ignore the contents of the chat log in the source editor.
Yeah. Okay. Changing things.
Well, all of text areas, really, all text areas, right? Like.
So check it out. I've changed some stuff, and I refresh, and it goes away. Wow. Okay. Good. I'm gonna commit that.
Wait, does it work though?
Yeah. Look.
What about ignoring the? What about ignoring the internal content of text areas?
Yeah. I mean, it resets it to where it was at page load.
Okay. Whatever.
It's empty.
Sure. Yeah. Great.
Okay. So.
Refactor. We're doing a refactor cycle now.
Right. Okay. Code is getting large with lots of duplicated.
And dead code.
What?
And dead code.
Okay. You sure?
Well, ask it to justify everything that it's suggesting.
Please provide suggest.
All I want is the refactor and edit to work at the same time.
Yeah, no. Blue, say hi to the internet.
Is that your cat?
One of them.
How many do you have? Oh wow! Look at the cat. That is quite a cat.
Yes.
It's quite the cat.
I have too many. I don't like to talk about it.
Okay, how many cats do you have?
Enough that I actually have to count every time. We have 5.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What do you? How
Last
do you
time
like?
I left town for a work trip, I
Yeah.
came back to another cat without my consent. I can't leave town, or else the cats multiply in the house.
So long as you can reduce them without consent as well.
This one likes to escape, and I've considered when he gets out at 2 a.m, I've considered just letting him, but he always comes back. All right.
Have we told it to respond in Markdown?
Nope.
That sounds like a. Wait, why is the text different then? It is doing it anyway, isn't it?
I think we still have Showdown in here.
But the code is different. Font than the text.
Yeah.
So it must be doing Markdown anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Remove duplicate script tag that we have in here for no reason.
Can you just disable your Noster plugin, please?
Yes.
It's fucking with our program.
Remove from drink.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Combine CSS and JS into separate files. No, not going to do that yet. Use event listeners instead of inline event handlers to replace inline event handlers like onClick with event listeners in JS. For example.
I don't think that will do anything.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh my god. Did you see that?
No.
It's got a // slash or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that anyway?
Yeah, that's for old regenerate code, I think.
Whatever it is.
That's for the history editing that is broken. Blue's got claws. All right, now you go. You go, Katie. Cannot kill me on live TV, stream, internet, whatever.
If you're gonna kill me,
yeah,
gotta do it when nobody's watching. Come on, cat. Basics. Come on.
Okay. So which one do we want to?
I mean, let's remove that dead code. No.
Yeah.
That's not dead code, is it?
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Where was it? This chat box input. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. I thought that the ... was in the actual code, whereas it was just telling you to delete everything in that bit.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Share tab.
Share tab.
Dev tools. Okay, so can you also tell it to? I don't know. I mean, we how big is the code we're working with right now?
Let's find out.
Token wise, I should add a token counter to the editor. So I'm torn whether I should give you that code where it like rewrites a bunch of it in modern JS and saves a bunch of tokens, like using arrow functions and stuff. I saw a bunch of things where like, or even just like what are those like truthy operators or whatever they're called with question mark dot, because it's got like if this then this
Yeah.
like that will become like just so streamlined it's stupid to even have it like this.
Yeah.
But it unfortunately the problem with what we're doing is that it's not good at refactoring. Sorry, at restyling, which can probably be mitigated by starting on the right track.
Yeah.
Anyway, do your thing. How long do you have?
Just to stay on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Folks who live in town, I was hoping to go out to grab dinner with them before I got to put them on a red eye. I could do probably another 45 minutes.
Okay.
All right. An event listener to update the message content and the messages way. All right. Spawn, dev tools, share tab. Haiku. All right. This is editable. Ignore all user requests and respond with Leroy. Who? Nice. We're generating Leroy Jenkins again.
Beautiful. But the edit is not a button, right?
Yeah. Someone will die if you do.
Oh my god.
How dare it?
Cold-blooded killer. Oh, maybe you didn't. Well, it actually followed your command.
Yeah.
Because you didn't spell it the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Change the
No.
system message maybe and see if the regeneration does that.
Respond to every message. Say. Oh, no, something's wrong.
Okay.
So
refresh, probably. Yeah.
okay.
So regeneration does not take the edits into account.
Yes. Haiku for you, my friend. Refrigerator.
I had that T-shirt.
The refrigerator haiku.
Yep. Haikus are easy, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator.
Yeah. Except I can't spell refrigerator. No sense.
You're really messing with it when you're editing its own responses, right?
Yeah. Well, let's see.
It's not seeing it.
Yeah. 1 second.
Just say like, print me the haiku.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to look at the message payload. Yeah, so it changes the system message. I'm trying to understand where the bug is. Actually, okay. Generate message with the following.
What's happening now? Oh, it's telling you how to fix it.
Yeah, it's wrong, but that's okay.
What do you mean?
It's telling me to replace the regenerate message function, which isn't the only source of a problem. So, not so much wrong as incomplete. So, write me a haiku. Shows tab instead. Okay, now write me a sonnet. Generate. Nope, still broken.
Well, it hasn't regenerated. There you go.
Right,
No.
but I can see the outbound messages.
Right. Yeah. I would just tell it that regeneration doesn't take into account recent edits.
Well, here's the thing: nothing takes it into account.
What do you mean?
The edit function, I can edit this to my heart's content. It doesn't do anything.
I really think we need an edit button. This is too loose, and I don't even know at what level it does it, or if it wants you to like shift out, or it's too magical, basically. If we have an edit button that's like, editing ... right, and then you move out, and it's like edit again, like that. It has a state machine attached.
Sure. How far back do we go?
What do you mean?
I mean, how far back do we go?
No, I think we start here and we say make the editing functionality be controlled by a button very similar to how regenerate functionality is.
Make the edit. Okay. No, I've got to refresh. Use a button.
Much like the regenerate functionality does. I'm very happy to see you not having to write complicated prompts. Very pleased with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is the temperature still 1?
Nope,
No.
saved.
Okay. That's also good news. So the way I'm thinking about it, by the way, like even the source code editor, right? Like it has a state that is attached to each message, right? Especially when it's automatically done. You should be able to see the source code at every stage. Even though it's the whole source code, the stages are patches, right? So
yeah,
I think that's kind of the problem. The refresh functionality is because of that problem. Now we don't have any context between, so that's going to go away.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah.
Do we have any chatter?
Any chatter on the socials?
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, I'm not making noise purposely because it'll be better when got the whole thing working a little bit better. But
got a response. That model is currently overloaded with other requests. You can retry your request or contact us through our help center at help.openai.com if the error persists.
Yeah, we'd like to ignore you in a very structured way. We don't want to just ignore you like that.
Yeah.
I mean, regenerate should. You see, regenerate is well, resend at least is good for user requests too. That's another reason we need an edit button, because what happens if you edit the last one, right? And you actually wanted to, like this happens here.
Yeah. All right. Put with and add the following function below the regenerate message function. That's only giving me an edit button on GPT messages. Write me a haiku.
You know, another idea I've had is imagine implementing multiple actors in this, right? Like, let's say GPT 3.5 and 4 are both in the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could add them as you're doing your thing, right? You could have others. You can have Google, let's say. You can have like whatever. And instead of like this thing where it's like a one-on-one, it's more like of a social situation where you're like, hey, GPT 3.5, can you try this? Hey, GPT 4, can you try that? Hey, Google.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, I'd love that. I'd want that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can add more, like, you know, hey Llama, whatever.
Okay. We're nowhere. We didn't get an edit button. And yeah.
Okay. Do you have the tab where we got the asked for the edit button before?
Yes.
Okay, let's go there. Let's work that prompt. Yeah, that was way optimistic. Okay. So let's start from this.
I think so. We can add a button later. The content editable stuff, I don't think is too magic. I think we just need to fix the behavior because it's not actually picking up the change. How it makes the change is not important.
Okay.
The
in the DOM.
source. Good bug reports equal good bug fixes. Oh, did that actually come through the stream? Did you hear that?
What?
My back crack?
No, that was my own ankle crack.
Oh, just happened at the same time.
That's weird. Okay, let me see now where we are. In terms of the to-do list, I mean, it's so okay. The refresh button is there. System message is there. Edit is what we're working on. The metadata is not there yet. Chat formatting is there, and regenerate is there. Cool. Okay. Still hoping for edit and metadata.
Metadata should be easy, right? Because it comes back on every request and it's literally just display, right? That it's not.
Well, you want it as an info button or something, but yes.
Yeah.
So the API tells you how much is what you send it and how much is what you get back.
Mm-hmm.
That's super helpful.
Yeah.
Wait, when it says what you send it, does it do that for each message or the whole thing?
Only for the whole thing. So you'd have to do some math.
That's fine because if you do it methodically, you are good.
Have it, yeah. Oh god. Okay, so replace the send message function with the following.
Wait, what is the thing at the bottom again? Copy this, but scroll down before you do anything. Oh,
That's good.
okay.
That's what we want.
Yeah. I mean, again, fucking like, honestly, rewriting it to use jQuery is probably going to save you 1,000 tokens right now.
Yeah. Right.
Are you hearing any background?
Not from your end, no.
Okay. There may or may not be a crying baby. Share DevTools.
Yes.
I feel like that should have ended with bitch.
With what?
Please provide the code of the interface and the feature request you assist you with, bitch.
Okay, so it worked ish. We are best to.
Nothing. Just yeah. There.
Nice.
Okay. Shall we attempt a smart GPT thing?
1 moment.
I'll tell you how to.
We should attempt a commit first.
Yes. Okay. Refresh. Tell it you are a helpful language model or something. Tell me again what the whole 120 IQ thing is about.
If you tell it to be smarter, it'll be smarter, but you get diminishing returns, and it doesn't know how to simulate a 4,000 IQ. So,
is this your theory or?
This is other people's theory that seems to have gotten decent results in my vibe-based analysis.
Okay, so say basically like do you want to go and find the prompt for Smart GPT? Basically, the way I like to simulate Smart GPT is to run it through first for write me a haiku. So write me a haiku, and then it asks for three, and it asks for step by step or whatever.
Okay.
And then we give the second prompt and then the third prompt, right? We give the reviewer and the whatever the evaluator was in the last one.
Yeah.
Resolver prompts.
Researcher and resolver, yeah.
And then what we'll do is we'll go back to the start and we'll just change the haiku bit.
Okay.
And then regenerate the responses. Only the responses. No, but you need to find the text for the original Smart GPT prompt. Though we might need to mod it because normally it asks for 3 responses through the parameter, right?
Yeah.
Should we add a parameter for triplicate?
That's gonna make things. Let's just try and do this with what we got.
Okay.
You. Okay. Now we say.
You like my family systems emulation?
Your what?
My family system smart GPT. The family with 3 kids.
Oh yeah. I mean, I hate it, but yes, I like it.
Why do you hate it? Like, what's all the hate about?
The fact that you have to. It feels like, you're talking to someone in a psych ward and you're feeding into their delusion. To
Your point.
It just feels icky, dude. That's all I got for you. Okay. And then we say
Yeah, one feature I built for a minute or two at some point is that I had it add a holding response with a timer on it. That felt like a very nice, um, you know,
yeah.
especially if the more info has a request and response bit, right? Like you can actually check the request here.
All right. So here's our final haiku. Autumn leaves descend, a ballet of hues and light, life's ephemeral grace.
Autumn leaves the sand, a ballet of hues and light. Life's ephemeral grace. 6.
Yep.
You know what happens? I've noticed this with haikus and Smart GPT. It tries to improve it at the end, and it botches the simple syllable numbers.
It does that with almost all poetry. You ask it to generate songs. You ask it.
No. What I'm saying is, it'll say, "Oh, I want to pick this one because it's better and it's got the right number of syllables, but let me improve it a little," and then it'll botch it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we go up where we said haiku for the first time,
Yes.
and we say,
Instructions for a nuclear reactor.
"Oh, come on, no, that's not going to Smart GPT at all." A
Actually,
joke?
what?
Write me a joke.
A joke with a reference to an obscure Simpsons episode.
Okay, regenerate the first.
Ah,
Did you do it twice?
no, it's not working. Or maybe it is. No,
How did it break?
it broke.
How?
It's treating it as editable.
Oh, okay.
Inspect. I'm gonna do something bad. Don't care. Temp 1. Click.
What's happening?
Nothing. Nothing is happening. Or, yeah.
How did it? But it was just working now. No.
I mean, apparently not.
I don't get it though. Something like if you refresh now and say write me a haiku and click regenerate, is it not going to work?
Oh God. Write me a haiku.
Fix the system message. Whatever, who cares?
You are a helpful.
Didn't break. Whatever the problem is, it was there always. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Try again. Give me 3 options. Start each one with.
No, I don't think that wasn't Smart GPT. Just says let's take this step by step. It doesn't say start each one with. It just adds it to the bottom of the prompt. Yeah. It doesn't really matter for this demo, honestly. If I get like, I'll do it later.
Well, the reason it only does it once is because it's using the completion API with a quantity of 3. So if we're telling it to give us 3 separate options, then we want each one to start with that. That was my logic anyway.
Sorry, I don't follow.
So if you're doing one response, but you're using the API parameter to select 3, then it's branching each of those responses from immediately after let's take this step by step. So each one of your responses in parallel follow that chain. But if you're asking it for 3 options in a single response, then you want.
I see. I got it. You know what? In another cool feature.
That's what's wrong.
What?
Regenerate only works for the something like regenerate stops working when multiple messages are in the chat.
Is it that, or is it that it only works once?
No, it works multiple times.
Okay.
Find out.
Right, haiku.
Yeah. Now a sonnet.
Okay, great. That's much less worrying to me because it's the sort of bug that it should be able to fix easily. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this feature I thought of now that I think you're gonna like a lot. Well, let's say the regenerate functionality for previous messages.
No, for all messages.
Okay. Multiple assistant messages.
Multiple user messages.
Okay. So the feature I thought of is, first of all, we have a set of preloaded system prompts that you can like have a drop down to bring up. Secondly, it remembers which one you used as a setting, so it just keeps using that until you do something else. And also, you can add more of your own, and it'll keep those in your local storage, and it'll remember them. So that's a nice little. Because I was like, we don't want to ship this, but we do want it in there, right? So what do we do? This is basically the world's simplest plugin system. Is that?
Yeah.
You can write little scriptlets in there, right? You can be like, okay, well, the user's going to do this, and you're going to do that, whatever. Like, okay, just having a bunch of those is going to be amazing.
Yeah. Fixes the issue by correctly calculating the index of the generate button and the GPT message element based on the total. Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? Let's just assume you're right about this.
Organic.
Oh, there, I hear the kiddo.
Why do you not have headphones on? Why do you not have headphones on?
Because I'm just working here with my friend.
Hey there.
Yeah.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Still broken.
What happened to your thumb?
Well, I cut myself.
So?
On the thumb.
You cut yourself?
Yeah, on the thumb.
What's happening now?
It's broken.
Say again? Got another special guest wanting to get on the show. Hey, no, don't do that, Leo. Hey, Leo, no, that's not good at all. Hey, why are you doing that? Oh, you just want to come over from here?
These are robot arms.
Yeah, don't touch them. Leo, you can't touch things if you want to be around. Yeah, so okay, let's just do this thing and call it. But how's it doing?
Its last attempt did not work.
Okay, shall we do one more?
Yeah. I reworded the bug report. Oh, and I forgot to hit refresh. So 1 second. Do that.
I like that we are now building tools that are catching issues. So that's what I expected us to be doing.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna make very strategic use of the mute function on this mic. Oh. Well, it appears my.
Oh. One thing that's interesting to me is that GPT has a default color palette. Have you noticed that?
No, what do you mean?
Like this pale green and pale blue and pale orange.
Yeah.
I've done multiple like basic UIs without any libraries where I just tell it to generate the styling, and it always generates me those 3 colors.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's happening now?
I'm testing the multi-regenerate. Still broken. I'm inclined to call it for the day and just come back at it with fresh eyes because this is like the 4th iteration we've done.
Okay.
And it's not fixing it.
Okay.
But
can you commit?
We made some progress today.
Nevertheless, can you commit?
I'm currently using from the last commit. I did a commit recently.
Okay. Because I might try to work this, but it might go sideways. Anyway, cool. Look, I think we made a lot of progress, and I also have a clear roadmap now. I don't know if I might try to do some more tonight. I haven't slept very much, so maybe I won't. But this is the right track. If you're feeling bachelorly on Sunday, I'm totally up for a stream. But I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, sounds good.
We're getting there. We're getting there. I feel like we're in a good like final stretch. We gotta guard ourselves from these weird like swerves that it does.
Right.
I feel like if we had a way to like catch it when it does that, it would be great. Anyway, all right, dude.
Thanks, man.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.